cold Monday afternoon. Bonsoir tout le monde. Bonsoir. Jeudi c'est lundi. C'est jour pour nous râler chez nous, pour nous venir causer. Li fait fret. Florida, tourner, New York, presque même Canada même. Freddy après tout nous dans Florida. So bonsoir tout le monde. Bonsoir. Jeudi, c'est lundi, nous comptons qu'il est c'est l'heure pour moi venir, pour moi parler avec nous. Le bail qui est important, qui a aidé et nous changer la vie, nous, spécialement sur le point financier. So, moun qui va connaître mieux, non, moi c'est Daniella. Moi c'est un licensed financial broker. Oui, moi habite Florida, moi capable de travailler avec n'importe monde, quel soit côté Canada et Porto Rico. So, pas quitter distance, pas fait qu'on pas reach out, qu'on pas contacter moi dans Facebook, moi dans Instagram, non, moi dans Facebook c'est Daniella Noel et Instagram c'est IMA Daniella Noel. So nous capable contacter moi si information que moi ba jodi raisonner avec nous, contacter moi, connecter avec moi. Je crois que pour le moi mettre plus d'informations dehors pour nous capable joindre information spécialement sur Facebook. OK? So jodi so merci moi voulais voyer une salutation spéciale by Westner de Radio Télé Puissance qui fait chaîne ça et ouvert chaîne ça pour nous capable aller avec communauté nous pour nous capable aider nous et moi prier que nous a pas appliquer que information que nous baillons. OK? So jodi so encore moi là pour moi aider nous sur le plan financier si nous avons un problème de faire budget par exemple nous qui pas aimer faire budget ou bien si par exemple on cherche un moyen pour faire un extra income, right, un side hustle, whatever, ou capable contacter tout parce que moi j'ai un team que n'a build dans Florida again quelque soit côté ou capable partager. Si vous cherchez sur les informations que moi bayo et soit chercher un moyen pour apprendre plus, pour qu'on comment aider des communautés ou so contactez-moi, voyons dire bon moi quoi numéro de téléphone moi là, numéro de téléphone moi c'est 352 809 9037 352-809-9037. M'barele, so m'ba numéro de téléphone moi 352-809-9037. So, si vous avez apprendre comment que vous êtes devenu un professionnel licencié sur le point de finance, oui, faut que chita, faut que étudier, faut que prendre examen, pas vrai? Mais moi aider ou, capable aider ou pour examen, m'aider passer examen dans 2 semaines. Sous son bon étudiant. Pas vrai, me connaît nous même haïtiens nous intelligents. Nous capable faire. So, relais-moi et encore, n'a grandi et agence nous, n'a cherché moun qui voulait apprendre comment l'argent travaille et puis tout pour aider l'autre monde tout et puis guess what? Compagnie a payé ou. Ouais, c'est une profession capable de faire. Depuis finir licence aux États-Unis, ou capable à Haïti, ou capable travailler n'importe côté, mais ou prendre licence ici avant. Et c'est une profession côté que vous déterminez combien de cob vous faites. Parce que son business lié, bah, vous pas moi qui a dit combien de cob vous faites dans le business. So, c'est un business lié ou décider combien de cob vous faites, qui côté vous voulez travailler, combien de temps vous voulez travailler. Pas vrai? So, moi encouragez nous, rentrer en contact avec moi, rentrer en contact avec Westner pour moun qui porte Charlotte pour nous capable montrer nous comment nous capable prendre licence ça qui a réellement bonne indépendance nous. L'homme calculer sa licence ça fait moins les bonnes indépendance temps moi qui dicte qui ça me fait avec temps pas marié un seul côté m'ba chita sur un bureau dans office pour chaque jour m'a travail m'doit dans Mexique m'doit Californie m'doit Hawaii m'a travail pas vrai m'doit Haïti m'pourquoi l'Haïti et depuis qu'on a internet ou capable de travailler n'importe côté pas vrai n'importe côté où y est et puis tout comme ou même qui décide si vous voulez faire $1,000 par mois faire $1,000 si vous voulez faire $2,000 $2,000 si vous voulez faire $100,000 par mois tout nous montrer en pile monde comment on peut faire ça ou qu'on fait annuel comment on capable faire mensuel ça imaginez-vous Ka sa kob wap fe pa ane an, gen yon fason, gen yon business kote ke si ou aplike ou kapab fel a mwa. So, sa wap wetan, kontakte nou pou nou kapab montre ou koman ke ou kapab pran lisans sa. Okay? So, I was talking to my people. Hello, I don't know who's here. Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you for hopping on Facebook. My family on Facebook. Thank you. So I was talking about how I'm expanding my agency. So I am looking for individuals who are looking to not only make an impact on their community, but also make money while doing it, right? So as a licensed financial professional, we teach financial literacy, help people with budgeting, getting out of debt, right? So get out of debt, all that good stuff, and get paid for it, right? We love sharing information. We share information all the time, but a lot of times we don't get paid for it. So how about getting a license, right, and provide information and get paid for it? Our community needs it. So we are running a special, especially with Black History Month. Let's make history in our finances as well, in financial literacy. Let's increase financial literacy in our community so that we can make a greater impact. So today, my topic is longevity and supplemental income, which equals financial independence that will last. You know, living longer is a blessing, but only if your money lives longer than you do. So it is a common question. We see a lot of people, they work, you know, for that golden age, for that, you know, ideal age, 65, to retire, right? So I need you guys to stop the scroll and listen, right? So mwen vle pou nou rale ti ches ba nou, chita pou nou tande, pa vre? So, suje nap debat jodi an, se koman ke ou kapab fe l'ajan ou viv même longueur avec ou, même temps de vie avec ou. En pile nan nou, nap viv longtemps, 70, 80, 90, son bénédiction. Mais si ou pa gen kob pou viv nan mouman sa, li pa ou pou tout, non? So, avec avancement qui fait nan bagay médical, nous ap viv longtemps. Et social sécurité, li te fait pour moun, yo te di ou social ou à 65 ans, parce que là ça, époque ça 50, 55 ans moun de kon viv, so yo konen moun pa tap viv, pou yo rive pou yo jwen kob social la vraiment. Okay? Si par exemple ou ap viv sans income, ou se yon liability. Okay? So, living longer is a blessing, but only if your money lives longer than you do. Because what good is it? You know, you have a long life and you don't have money to enjoy it, right? So we need to enjoy life. So we are living longer than any other generations before. But most people are still planning to live their financial life as if when they retire at 65 and that's it, right? So people are living 20, 30 years past their retirement age, right? So it's not a matter of you retire at 65, then you die at 75. That's no longer. Listen, 75, I think that's the new 50 now, right? It's the new 55. So longevity without income is a liability because you need money to live. You need money to live a good life. So the question is, will you live long? Or it's, will your money last as long as you do, as long as you live? So you have to ask yourself, what strategies you have in place, right, that can take you through your beyond your retirement years, right, so that you don't have to go back to work. And we see it every day. People in Walmart, in Target, they are, so say, retired, but they have to go back, work at Publix, right? So today we're going to talk about how longevity and supplemental income is the right tool, right strategy, and how that works. Yes. So if you're only betting on Social Security for your retirement years, yeah, I don't think that's really going to work for you. So you need to have a supplemental strategy that you can tap into. Some people may say pension. Pensions are, those days are long gone. Most companies are not giving us pension, right? Even the 401k, you have to fund it. It becomes a contribution plan. It's not a retirement plan. First of all, 401k was never designed, right, for retirement. It was designed for business owners who didn't have pension, but to have a way to save. But since we are living longer, pensions are taken away, and now we are um, obligated, right? We are pushed to set our own retirement fund, and we have to contribute. If you don't contribute, you don't get anything. And who wants to do that, right? So the companies are not giving match anymore. So it's up to you. You become the plan if you want to live a good life and if you want to live a financial stable with financial peace beyond your retirement years. Now you have to you become the plan and you have to plan for it. So the problem, longevity can be a risk if you're not properly planning for it, right? Again, people are living 20, 30 years beyond their retirement years, right? Social Security is not enough. Imagine you have the average American are getting $1,500, $1,700 in Social Security. Depends on what you do. I've seen, being in the healthcare and long-term care, I've seen some people who had some good money, but it's very rare that we always get excited and say, okay, what did they do when they were working? When you find someone who's making $3,000, $4,000, right? When I see someone getting a pension, $5,000, say, okay, we're really digging. Okay, let me see what they did in their working years that warrant them that kind of money. Again, I see day in, day out. When I was working in the nursing home, the average American getting $1,700, right? So pensions are disappearing. Healthcare, the healthcare that you carry at work, does not provide you long-term care. So you have to think, okay, after I retire, if I need to go into a convalescent home, if I need to go to a rehab, a nursing home, how am I going to pay for it? Is that burden going to be on my family? Those are things that we should be talking about in our 30s, 40s, and not wait till we are 65 and 70 and now having to depend on the government, right, to care for us. The right thing to do is to have a strategy, right? A strategy that has living benefits, right? That is keeping up with inflation, that you can adjust it, to meet your needs. So when we talk about living benefits, talk about that many times. Living benefits is when you have a condition, like critical, chronic. Hi, Jennifer. It's so good to see you. I miss you. You should give me a call. I do think about you, Jennifer. So thank you for jumping on. Living benefits cover critical, chronic, and terminal illness. Critical is when you have a diagnosis of cancer, stroke, heart attack, organ transplant, ALS. So the company, right, the strategy, the right life insurance policies. Yeah, people don't realize that life insurance is not only when you dead. When you die, it's no longer for death. It is a strategy that you can leverage while you are still living. So it makes a difference what company you have, what type of strategy you have, what kind of plan you have, right? A lot of us, we are used to, hey, buy term, invest the rest. That is fine if that strategy is going to work for you and your family. If you are looking to leave legacy, build wealth, and leave generational wealth, so you have a term, 30 years, you're 30, you're 40, and it ends, and you're still alive. how are you going to be cared for? Your long-term care, right? And also, where are you investing the rest? What is the growth that you are getting on your money? How much, right? I've seen many times that, yeah, buy term, invest the rest. How much they're investing? $50, $100 in a strategy that gives them no guarantee. So we need to be mindful where we are putting our money, the strategies that we are using, the vehicles that we are using. Are they really going to get us to our destination? Right? So, hey, a Toyota, you can drive it for so long. A Nova, right? Nova is no go. It can get you so far, right? So, in what kind of vehicle are you getting in the Kia, the Hyundai, the Toyotas, right? Or the Range Rover? What vehicle are you getting on? And is it going to get you? Is it guaranteed to get you into your destination? We can no longer do things because somebody tell us to do it. You need to question them. Okay. How many people that you've gotten success with this strategy, right? So how many people die within the 30 years? But if you look up those plans, I'm not saying they are bad because I sell them. Because some families, you can only give them the term, but I'm giving them a term with the understanding within 5 years, they are converting it to a long-term strategy. Because once you lock in your health rating, guess what? You can change that plan to a permanent. So again, I'm not saying the term is bad, but is it the right strategy for you? Is it going to get you to your destination? Thank you for everyone who's jumping on. Thank you. I'm asking you to share, like, and comment if the information is being shared resonates with you. Let's go and let me know that in the chat. Thank you. Right. So don't just dump on a strategy on a plan because that's what the person can only give you. So as a financial broker, I have access to over 100 companies and I offer everything that you need to get you to your financial destination. I offer term, I offer whole life, I offer final expense, and I offer permanent strategy plan, the index universal life, right? So get with us with a professional that can give you option and not just give you a cookie cutter and put you in a box. Okay, so let me get off that soapbox. So, and a lot of times those strategies, they don't have long-term care. They don't have living benefits. So you have to ask yourself, if you get sick, if today was your last day at work and you can no longer work, what would you have? What do you have as an income replacement? Because you know that the bills are not going to stop. The mortgage still has to be paid. The car still has to be paid. The kids, they want to go on vacation, right? And they still want to do those extracurricular activities. So are you going to alter their lives because you don't have an income replacement? That yes, you may have short-term, long-term, but those things, they have a term. They are short, right? And your job, if you get sick, if you get cancer, then how long will your company, will your employer keep your job for you? Most I've seen, maybe 6 months. But a lot of times the short-term and the long-term disability, it's also gone within 6 months. So you have to ask yourself, what would the impact be on your family if you cannot work and you have no income coming in? Again, the right strategy with the right company can allow you to have income you need it most in time of sickness. Not only in death, but in time of sickness, you can leverage a life insurance strategy that can give you those benefits when you need it most. Let's move on, right? So again, life insurance is no longer a death benefit. It is a wealth preservation and income supplemental tool. So if you are someone who's looking to gain financial independence, financial freedom, financial peace, guess what? The foundation of that is life insurance, right? Why? It's a foundation. Having a life insurance, that's the quickest way to get your funeral expenses paid, quickest way to pay your estate taxes, quickest way to give your family that support that they can go on. Their lives don't stop when your life stops, but they have to continue on, right? So again, life insurance usually paid within 2 weeks. And there are some companies that give you leverage. They can take it to the funeral home. They would put a lien on the insurance policy, and they can do the funeral for you. But if you have nothing, then you have to sit on the ice, and your family has to do GoFundMe for you. Is that how you want to be remembered? How many days do you want to stay on that ice, right? So while your family is raising funds to bury you, don't do that to yourself. I know you love yourself more than that, right? So, map mande nou, si nou gen yon problem kounya la, nou malade, nou pa kal travay. Ki sa nou gen ki ka remplace income nou, right? Parce que sou malade ou fait yon diagnose cancer, stroke ou bien yon arrêt du cœur et ou pa kal travay. Combien jou fon mou ka survivre? Pose tèt ou kesyon sa. Al gade bank account ou. Al gade checking account ou savings account ou. Hello, Moïse. So, al gade bank account ou. Combien ton ka fè? Combien ton fò mou ka survive sou kob ke ou genyen si ou pa kal travay ankon paske ou malade ou paske ou yon désabilité? Jodi a mwen vini pou mwen di nou, genyon assurance de vie, genyon plan, kote ke le ou genyen ni ou kapab akse cash, le ou bezwen. Bezwen lon an maladi, ou pa kal travay, bil yo pap suspend. Fok ou paye mortgage ou, fok ou paye machine ou, pas vrai? So, fok nou konen ki plan, ki stratégie que nou gen, ki kote nou vle rive financièrement, et stratégie que nou gen, eske li ap utile nou. So, mwen di sa pou moun ki de yo, ki pa pale anglais yo, ki pompos ki pa pale anglais. Mwen konen nou pale anglais, but mwen dil pou nou. So, fok ou konen ki plan ou gen, ki sa wap fè lò nou situasyon ou pa kal travay ankon, ou gen kanser, ou fè attack, ou fè heart attack, ou fè stroke, a vre, ki sa ou genyen? Genyen kompany, genyen assurance de vie ke ou kapab genyen, la paye ou pandan ou malade. E pi bom zo, wè kom sa ou ba ou pa oblige retounen, a vre, ou pa paye tax sou li, ou pa reporte l ba IRS. So, gen wadi ou gen désabilité nan travay ou, komye kom désabilité wal paye ou? 40% de salaire, 60% de salaire, et puis pour combien de temps? Pour 3 mois, maximum de temps que moi, ouais, c'est 6 mois. Job ou comparé non pas kembe travail là pour. Yo pas kembe pour. So, faut qu'on gagne un bagay nan mais ou de quoi que l'on a un problème que ou capable prendre sans gratter tête. Okay? So, quand dire mon yo parole là, attendez, mon qui gen oreilles. Attendez, okay? J'en dis, la guerre ti pa tuer Kokobe, pas vrai? So, most people think life insurance is only when you die. But life insurance plan is a living strategy. It's not about death. It's about living longer with dignity, control, and options. So having a strategy, a life insurance that has living benefits, gives you option. And that's one thing in our community that we don't have. We don't know how to leverage that. That word leverage, we don't know how to leverage other people's money, right? OPM. Let's learn how to leverage other people's money so that we have control about where we go, right? Do we stay home? Do we go into nursing home? Do we become homeless, right? Do we become homeless? Because we don't have a strategy in place. You have options. You can control your destiny by having strategy. Yes, some people say, hey, I have real estate, but how quickly can you turn your real estate into cash? How quickly? If you have cancer, the average chemo is about $50,000. How quickly can you sell that property, right, to come up with enough money for 6 to 8 rounds of chemo. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, you need to diversify your portfolio. If you have real estate, then you should have a plan that you can leverage, right? Tax free. The money from the insurance is tax free. You don't report it to the IRS. Okay. So in building wealth, you have to think how you've been taxed. You have the right to build wealth through a tax free strategy. So think the strategies that you are leveraging. What is the tax implication? Again, life insurance, you do not pay tax on that, in case you didn't know. Zero taxes. There is no capital gain tax, whether you live $1 or 10 million, 20 million. So you have to ask yourself why the informed, right, the elites, they're putting a lot of money in life insurance for their family, right? One example that we hear a lot, the Rockefellers, right? All of the money put in a trust, life insurance, right? Buy life insurance on everybody, put it in a trust, make sure that your generations never run out of money. You too can do that. You may not have $50 million to open an office like the Rockefellers did, but you can start. You can start with 250. The average American does not have $50,000 in their retirement. So imagine you're able to leave $250,000 for your family. So it's starting somewhere. You can start with $100, $200, $500, $1 million. It's a matter that we have to put things in place to ensure our legacy survive. Our generation can survive beyond our days here, right? So again, you get tax advantages with the longevity plan that we're going to call a longevity plan, because it's a plan that not only gives you living benefits, but also you can leverage it, right, to support your retirement in your retirement days, your retirement income, because you do get cash, right? You build cash, and you can turn that cash into your retirement strategy, right, with tax advantages. Unlike your 401k, you have to pay, right, taxes on that. So guess what? When you have a tax advantage strategy, so it helps you reduce, right, your reliance on your 401k, your IRA, and your Social Security. Again, tax advantage you get from the life insurance, you don't report it to IRS, so it doesn't count as income, and you don't have to pay back, right? So when taxes go up, and they will, right, you'll wish you had an income that doesn't show up on your tax return. That one was for free for you guys, right? So you want to have a strategy where you can shelter some taxes, right? Reduce your income tax. So again, let me say it for those in the back. When taxes go up, taxes are on sale right now. When they go up, you'll wish you had an income that doesn't show on your tax return. Yes, you can leverage life insurance to supplement your retirement, right? So we talked about protection against health and long-term care risk. Again, we are living much longer beyond our retirement days. Your health insurance does not cover long-term, right? The one that you have from your job doesn't cover long-term. So you have to ask yourself, okay, what am I doing? What will be the impact on my family when I do need the long-term care, right? Thank you. Thank you for the share. Thank you for the hearts. Don't know who gave me them, but I love them. Thank you. Hey, Melon, how you doing? So when you get sick, I went over chronic, critical. Chronic is when you have a condition right? That lasts more than 90 days. Your critical conditions are cancer, stroke, heart attack, organ transplant, right? And chronic is when you have a condition that lasts longer than 90 days. You're able to leverage the right life insurance strategy with the right company as your income replacement. They pay you 2% of your death benefit every month. And terminal illness is when you have a certified physician that says you have 12 months or less to live. So the companies understand that, hey, you have bills to pay, and a lot of us, we put off taking that vacation, that trip that you want to go to Dubai, wherever, the Maldives. I want to go to the Maldives, okay? That we postpone living, thinking that we have all the time in the world. We don't. So, but the company understand and know that we postpone so many things. They say, hey, you know what? Let me give you 90% of your death benefit so that you can go live your best life, right? And you may say, hey, why would you want to do that? About 6 months ago, I had a client, very young, in his 40s, who was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, which is why we need to take care of ourselves. We need to get checked, guys. Don't take our health for granted. I think he was at 30, 38, right? Not even 40. Stage 4 colon cancer. Thank God I reached him on time, and he was open-minded, right, to put a plan in place for his family and for himself. Guess what? They were able to give him 90% of his death benefit because they had given him the death sentence that you're not going to live more than 6 months. So he took that money, paid off his mortgage, set up college plan for his kids, pay off his kids' college tuition, right? And his wife was a stay-at-home mom. Urgently sent her to school, learn something because he's no longer going to be here, right? So that she can survive with her kids. Guess what? He did go on, but you know what? His family is such in a good place right now. Hey, when I deliver that check, I cannot bring him back, but I can see the relief in the wife's face, knowing that she's going to be okay with her kids. Is your family going to be okay if something should happen to you? Is your family gonna curse the day that you were born and the day that you die because you have nothing left behind? They have to raise money to pay for your funeral. Is that the life that you're living? Is that how you want to live? Is that what you want to be known by? Right? So for the people in the back, I'm going to speak Creole. So, le nou pa gen yon plan en place ki pou ede nou. Le nou bezwen kob, le nou perdu un kom travay nou. Imagine yo ki impak la gen sou fami yo. Pourquoi nou di bil yo pap kampe, mais ou gon on plan qui est capable de comme le papa le travail. Et ou ta mourir, faut commander tout qui genre de vie ou vle faire mourir vivre. Ou quoi gen petit ou gen madame c'est parce qu'on remet qui fait avec yo. So, qui stratégie que ou gen en place kounya pour capable maintenir une vie favorable ou bien continuer vivre. I think I lost my signal on the TV. Pour capable mener une vie que pour continuer vivre même j'en vivre là. Et I think I lost signal on the TV show, but anyway, we'll continue just in case it comes back, right? So, là pas gon plan en place, right? Famille yo ka maudit jou te fait plan jou mourir parce que si par exemple ou mourir et puis c'est GoFundMe y a fait pour enterrer ou pas quoi c'est comme ça ou vle c'est legacy ça qu'on vle quitter derrière, right? So moi t'a dit comment que l'organ assurance de vie l'organ un diagnostic qui terminal compagnie a ba ou 90% de assurance là. So, si tu as une assurance $100,000, il y a $10,000 pour dire, hey, je connais quoi, tu as une vacance, tu as besoin de prendre avec Timonou, avec madame ou pas de jambe prendre, allez prendre, allez vivre, pas vrai? So, je un client qui a 38 ans seulement. Et puis, il est diagnosé avec colon cancer, incurable. Quatrième stage là, il a été 6 mois pour le vivre. So, assurance compagnie, voyons chèque bali, pas vrai? Voyons chèque bon moi, m'porte le bali, l'aller li payer et mortgage li payer et éducation petite li mettre comme sur côté pour éducation petite li fait madame ni al pour certificat de quoi que pour le cas vivre le li pas là parce que c'est lui même seulement quitter kon travail dans kay là. Right? So, m'porte chèque lan bali, m'porte reste là et l'elle mouri m'pa ka fait monsieur revenu à la vie, mais madame non, gon stress que m'pas ouais sous figure. Ouais, li connaît Marie mouri, mais li connaît que Marie te fait plan pour lui de quoi que pour qu'à continuer vivre avec Timonio. À vrai, so même faut commander tête qui legacy ou a quitté. Qui sa femme a fait l'on pas là encore. Est-ce qu'il a souffri? Ou bien est-ce qu'il a dit, ah, m'de gon bon madame, m'de gon bon mari, m'de gon bon papa, qui t'est soucieux pour moi, qui te mettait un plan en place, pour le bagay yo pas bon. So, moun blanc yo, depuis petit yo gen 14 jours, depuis petit moun gen social la mette assurance sur lui. Après, assurance ça, le cadre devenu et plan de retraite pour lui. Après, moun blanc, il a fait tout ça qu'on est pour prendre assurance. Parce que quand ça passe, il pas de petit yo souffrir, il pas voulu, il pas quitter aucun mémoire pour famille ou même qui sont fait, qui sont gain. Quand on pile dans nous égoïstes, ouais. Nous disons on parle encore à dégager, avec nous. Même pas quoi c'est on parole qui vous saute dans bouche. Pas vrai? So faut qu'on get soucieux pour tête ou soucieux pour famille ou et pas dit parole ça encore. Yeah? Et m'konne gen moun l'église k'ap dit tout. Bon Dieu relè nous pour nous quitter héritage, pour quitter bien pour petit nous. So qui sont gen en place qui pour ka quitter ça pour nous. En pile nan nous gen une assurance dans nous 10 ans, 15 ans, 20 ans, 30 ans. Si ou pas mourir pendant temps ça k'ap régler. So ou connaît leur fin grand monde ou pas capable prendre encore. Oui m'konne ap di oui acheter terme ou investir reste. Qui compte ap investir reste là? Combien d'intérêt on fait sur lui? Est-ce qu'elle a grandi? Qui garantit ou gen sur lui? So, si ou son moun qui, au bon terme, moi pas dire pas bon, parce que moi vend ni tout. Si m'chita avec un jeune moun qui l'école, qui pas gen comme, ou bien une famille qui pas grand pile income, m'a ba yo un terme qui gen living benefits la donne, right? Si ou malade, yo capable utiliser, si ou gen cancer ou gen stroke, right? Yo capable utiliser mais là ou ba moun bagay ou ba long terme qui pa gan rien sou li ou ba long terme qui tout tourni moun sa nan traka oui ou la gueule ou pas ka convertir l'homme ba moun yon terme m travaille avec moun nan moi aider moun nan hey si moun nan son moun qui capable et entrer dans business moi faire entrer dans business monter comme pour ka faire comme pour li capable convertir temporaire plan ça à un plan permanent parce qu'en pile fois ou prend terme oui ou prend term insurance pour couvrir dette ou pour couvrir final expense qui c'est bien mais est-ce qu'on va mourir pendant 30 ans ou gagne un crystal ball ou te rale tara ou ça rale tala ou va mourir dans 30 ans faut que nous pas faire ouais ça là où dit ou invest est-ce qu'on invest en pile nous n'a mettre $50 non pas non stratégie n'a mettre $50 dans mutual fund. Qui ça $50 fait pour nous pas moi? Li dans market là, le market là descend, oui, le market là font monter. Combien d'intérêt ou a bien sur lui? Est-ce que le cas bon 50, est-ce que le cas bon $100,000 sous besoin? Non. So nous devons changer et fusil nos d'épaule, apprendre différentes stratégies qui gagnent dans la rue. Nous connaissons pile là nous prenons parce que c'est ça seulement que nous connaissons, il n'y a pas de bonne autre option. Mais il y a l'autre option dans la rue. Pas seulement prendre, c'est ça mon dans Carrefour, c'est ça le baou. Pas seulement prendre ça mon dans baou. Chercher connaître, est-ce que plan le baou vraiment, est-ce que c'est le même qui mieux pour? Hey, ces situations, c'est thème non capable prend thème nan bot chercher un côté yon compagnie qui ka kite convertir son pas besoin de faire médical encore. OK? Parce que l'orgue thème nan li fini dans 30 ans, santé ou pas garanti pour gen même santé encore. Et ou pas le garder sous santé ou pas le garder sous l'âge. C'est ça qui a déterminé si ou capable de assurance encore. OK? So, be smart. Anyway. Oh, got a bit heated there. Yeah. So, my people, we need to know our options, right? So, I was telling on the other side that a lot of people are getting into term insurance because that's all they know. That's all they sell to us, right? Maybe the agent you're sitting with, that's all they offer. Sit down with someone who can give you options, right? When you are able to, when you have options, you can control your leverage, right? So supplemental income equals options and freedom, right? So when you have supplemental income, again, we touched on that with Social Security. It's not enough beyond your retirement days, right? If you're lucky to have a pension, is it still enough? But when you have a plan, a life insurance plan that you can leverage, right? That gives you that supplemental income option, guess what? You can live your second life, like your best life, right? So some people, they love to work, right? I'm probably gonna work till I die, but because I love what I do, right? I love what I do. I love providing information. I love to see the impact that I'm doing in the community by providing financial education, financial literacy, right? So, but I'm gonna work because I want to, right? Are you positioning yourself to work because you want to, but not because you have to, right? Are you covering the healthcare gaps? Again, the health insurance you have at work, when you retire, you don't have that. When you go to Medicare, Medicare is limited, right? And you still have to have a supplemental plan. But guess what? You can have your own private supplemental plan that you control and not the government, not the health insurance, right? So supporting your family without becoming a burden. Again, having spent 23 years in the nursing home space, it's like, I don't know how many times I get called, late night or the weekends, hey, we're having an admission, and the families don't know what to do. They don't know where to begin. There's no money. We need Medicaid. It's like, should have done that 10 years ago. But hey, I understand. You didn't know, but I'm putting you on guard. So you know now you can set up your own long-term care, right, while you are young and healthy. So the best time to do it was yesterday, right? So don't wait till you reach the nursing home door and then, they can't admit you because you don't have a proper payer, right? So, and guess what? Yeah, they do turn you back to the hospital. We do discharge you back. If you have no payer, it's a business. Nursing home is a business. It's a profitable business, right? Very few companies give you charity. If you don't have a payer, we'll even discharge you to a hotel, to a motel. We'll pay 2-3 nights, right? Stay for you in a motel because it's a business. So we need to make sure we're gonna get paid. So don't embarrass your family in public. Protect them in private so that when you do reach that time that you need, right, the help, you don't have to depend on nobody else, right? Longevity without supplemental income creates stress. Again, I know, especially with my Caribbean people, we have this thing, okay, we work hard, we raise our kids so that our kids can take care of us. Let me tell you, that is no longer the thing, right? You have to be able to take care of yourself. Don't bet on your kids, right? I have 2 kids. One of them told me many years ago, I wouldn't let you go into a nursing home. But I don't know if that's still the same case. She has 3 kids on her own. She has a husband. Can you imagine? And she has her mother-in-law. Can you imagine if she has to take me in? Can you imagine how the dynamic of her family going to change? That 3 kids, husband, mother-in-law, and now you have to take care of your mom, right? Yeah, that is not something that we want to do to our kids. Make sure you have a plan in place when you need long-term care, when you need that nursing home, and you don't have to go into a nursing home, guess what? When you have your own private long-term care plan, you can have the nurses come in. You know, a lot of people do that. They have around the clock nursing care. They're not the one paying for it. Life insurance, the right strategy with the right company is paying for those 24-hour care. If you know, you know, right? So, no, you too can have it. It's a matter of planning, right? So we always go over the 5 P's, right? Proper preparation prevent poor performance. So have a plan in place that you can leverage not only for retirement, for living benefits, but also for long-term care, right? Don't put the burden on your kids. Don't put the burden on your kids. So common myths, right? Life insurance is too expensive. Too expensive comparing to what? What are you comparing life insurance to, right? Well, guess what? Our living your money is far more expensive, right? Stress, burden on your family, right? So let's not do that. It's cold in Florida. Hey, Zianis, how you doing? Yeah, m'a parlé de assurance de vie, assurance que nous devons gagner. Pour le nous gros monde, pour nous te tête, nous pour se pas sous ti moun, n'a dépend pour occuper nous. Zianis, m'balrelo, m'ko make sure qu'on gagne assurance, tande? Yeah, so we're talking about life insurance. Thank you, Zah, for hopping on. We're talking about insurance that you can use while you are living. Business owners, right? You are the plan. What do you have to cover your retirement? What do you have to replace your income in retirement? If you get sick, right? If you get sick, right? Là nous malades, est-ce que nous gon côté que nous capons comme nous pas besoin à l'utiliser savings, nous checking, nous là nous gon assurance de vie qui gagne living benefits, nous capable joindre cob là donne, y a ban nous cob, mais il dépend qui assurance ou gagne, qui compagnie ou gagne, pas toute compagnie qui offre plan ça yo, right? So assurance, pas mettre dans tête nous assurance trop cher. Puis on dit assurance trop cher. Avec qui ça comparer le wap vive ou pas un cob, ça est plus expensive que assurance, right? Or gen qui dit, I just use my 401k. Hey, that's good. You have a 401k in your company, right? But guess what? The average American barely have $50,000, right? After working 30, 25, 30 years, and how much money you have in your retirement? You have 60, 80 max? How far that's gonna get you? And that's fully taxable. Et puis, 401k en ligne market là. Yeah. Bye bye, Zanis. Take care. Be well. Yeah, it's good. You have your 401k, but do you know that that's taxable income, right? A lot of us, we're putting the money away in a deferred strategy, and we don't think about the tax implication, right? So again, I said earlier, taxes are on sale now. So you need to shift your income so that you put your money in a strategy that leveraging current tax rate. So you're putting money in the 401k. You have no way of knowing what the income tax going to be, how much taxes you're gonna pay. So you're betting on a strategy, right, to guarantee your income, and you don't really know how it works. Do you know how your 401k work? The taxes that you're gonna be paying, they give you one lump sum. Hey, you use it how you want, right? But the taxes in the 70s, the income tax was 94%. So imagine. Right now, the average may be 35, right? Depends on your tax bracket. So imagine you have to pay 50% on your retirement income, 70% on your retirement income, right? That tax, which was not supposed to be permanent. It was supposed to be during the time of war. But, right, they're taking advantage of that. making us pay for everything. Yes, the taxes, they do well for our community, for our country, right? Thank you. So they do well, but think about how much you're really gonna have that for your retirement, your 401k that we love so much, right? How much you're going to have at the end of the day and how far that's going to get you. Again, having a plan, having a strategy that you control, that you can leverage to supplement that 401k, right? And the last myth I want to deal with is, oh yeah, I'll take care of it later. Later costs more and gives you fewer options, right? A couple of weeks ago, I was a vendor at an event and I met this cute white old lady and was talking to her about legacy planning and long-term care. And she says her greatest regret, not my words, she said her greatest regret is not getting a long-term care plan when all of her friends, right, while they were playing bridge, playing golf, say, "Oh yeah, I'm getting a long-term care plan," and she thought she had time. She's in her 70s. It's too late, right? So no, the best time to get life insurance, the best time to get those strategies, right? Because they're all based on your health and your age. So the best time to get them was yesterday. Not even today, yesterday. So again, don't think that you have time, because every year you get older, the more difficult it will be for you to get approved. And the premium, you have to think, the cost of insurance is associated based on your health rating and your age. So they see you as a liability. When you're young, they think, okay, it's a business. Okay, it's a business. Hey, you're 30, you're 40, they know they're going to make their money, right? Because insurance is a pool. Everybody put a little bit, and then when somebody died, they give you 10 millions, right? So it's a pool. We pool together. So the younger you are, the longer they think you're going to live, you're going to put money into that pool. So when you 50, 60, they see your lifespan, your horizon time is very short. Guess what? They're calculating that into your cost, right? So it's based on your time horizon. How many years they can predict based on your medications, based on your culture, background, because they know what we eat, they know what they're feeding us, right? They know exactly when you're gonna die, right? Every medication that you take, they know exactly when it's gonna kill you. So they take that into consideration when giving you a policy. Again, don't wait. Don't think that you have time. You do not have time. So get it done. So reach out to me. If you have a plan, you don't know if it's going to get you to your destination, get with me. I don't charge my client. I work for free for my clients. I don't charge you. Let's get together. Let's review it. And in my professional history, I've been fair. I live an integrity life, right? So if it's a good plan for you, and I've had many clients who've come to me, if it's a good plan, I'm not going to change it, because it doesn't really serve me, right, to change it, knowing that you had a good plan. But if it's not good, I will give you the pros and cons of what you have, and you can decide, right? So what do? I don't sell anybody anything. I provide you information, hey, so that you can make your informed decision. And that's what we're lacking in the community. We don't have enough information when we are making our decisions, right? So I will provide you the pros and cons of each plan, and you can decide, hey, you know what? I'm good with my term. I'm going to die within 30 years. Okay. Or, we give you an upgrade, whatever. So you can reach out to me on Facebook. My number is 352 809-9037, 352-809-9037. Reach out to me. I can review your plan. And if you don't have one, there's no reason for you not to have a plan in place. No reason, right? I'm sure that, if you are, I think I have a client, was it 41? Right now, all she can afford is a term, 300K with living benefits paying $50, I think $43. Her husband is, I think, 2 years older, $300,000 term policy with living benefits, meaning that if they get sick, they get money coming in. So it's not just a plan that, okay, you have to wait for you to die to get money out of it, to leave it for your family. No, if you get sick, when you have a plan that has living benefits, again, the living benefits are critical, chronic, and terminal illness. If your plan only has accelerated death benefits, that's terminal. That doesn't pay out, okay, unless you are dying within 6 months or 12 months, right? But if you have a diagnosis of cancer, regardless of the stage, if you need long-term care, right, when you have living benefits, you can leverage those strategies. So get with me, call me, text me, DM me for a free review of your current strategy to make sure that it's going to take you to your destination, right? Life insurance is a foundation, right, for wealth building. If you are someone who's looking to build wealth, right, to build wealth, you need to have life insurance because it helps pay for your final expense, for your estate taxes, to pay your final bills, right, for burial. Again, to leave a legacy for your kids, right? So you may say, okay, Daniela, who do you work with? I work, right, with families, professionals, and business owners every day. That's all I do, right? I left my 9 to 5 to do just this, to help people understand their options, to be able to take control of their finances. I provide financial information to my community and let them make their own decision, right? What I see consistently is that people don't lack income, but they don't have a strategy because of lack of information. My role isn't to sell you a policy, is to help you build sustainable financial system that support long life. So if you don't know how your income plans support longevity, you need a review, okay? So this is not about buying a product, it's about building the right structure, the right strategy that will ensure that your money won't outlive you, right? The best time to design longevity income was 10 years ago, right? Was yesterday. The second best time is now. So take action. Don't delay that anymore, right? Longevity is a gift, but it could be a curse too if you don't have money, right? Financial longevity is a choice, right? So don't just live long, live well, and live well, right? Live well, and live well, Leave well for your family. So don't just live, right? Again, the right life insurance plan doesn't prepare you for death. It prepares you to live for life, and you are worth living. Let's go get you a strategy that you know that you can count on, right? You can count on when you need it most. Again, that's all I had for you guys. Reach out to me, DM me, call me, text me, so that we can put a plan in place for you, right? A plan that is designed for you, not just a plan that I have to give you, right? Anyway, that's me. Thank you. See you again.